All right, everybody. I appreciate y'all stopping by. We're going to do something a little bit different this time around. We realize people aren't as interested in certain topics that we are, such as gaming, sports, etc. So what we're going to do, in the description this time, we're going to leave timestamps to be able to have you go and cut to directly to what you want to listen to, because we do have some good points and topics in all of them. Other than that, we appreciate you stopping by. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like, the little bell, so you know when we're coming live. Other than that, enjoy the video. We're good.
All right. Hey everyone, I'm Emerson, this is Sawyer, and that's Austin over there, and we are the three unwise guys.
Jesus.
Oh.
He already fucked it up.
He did it on purpose, that fucker.
Did I? No. No. Is this why you guys won't play Among Us with me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We'll
get into that later.
You're the third imposter every single time.
Yeah, I'm a liar. Just tell that now. But don't let that discredit anything I say for the rest of this show. Or you can. It's up to you.
That's your opinion. And your
Today's
choice.
agenda, got a couple of goofy stories for you about pets. Then we're going to dive into football mainly, with the first week of NFL obviously happening. Some pretty big upsets. And week 2, for some people happening at this point. And some college football, because there's some big news with Big Ten returning to the fall season now, which even though some games have started, but no real big ones yet, so I think they'll get away with that. But and then we're just going to possibly get into some more video game stuff. There's been some new news for all you gaming nerds out there like us, with the Xbox Series X release, the PS5 announcing their prices finally. But we're going to get into some good stuff, so yeah. Do you want to tell your literal shitty pet story, or should I tell my literal shitty pet story?
Go ahead, you got it. Take it away.
So, if you heard the last podcast or the one before it, I told a story about my new dog, Winston.
Good boy.
The pupper. He's 75 pounds and like 10 months old, so he's a big son of a bitch, literally. And he's not the brightest crayon in the box. But so the other morning, Rebecca woke up for work and went to go get ready and everything, and I just naturally woke up because I couldn't fall back asleep. So she's done being ready, and I walk into the kitchen to like just grab some water or something like that. And a dog, I'm not going to say because I have 2, appeared to have shit everywhere. And when I say all over my kitchen and everywhere, I mean everywhere. And this is how I know it was Winston. Because after numerous times of him pooping in the yard, he walks when he poops. He doesn't stay in one spot.
Me too.
I am so sorry for anybody's household that Emerson's ever been into. But anyway.
That's why it takes so long at work, Emerson. You go from one bathroom and then you go, okay, it's time to walk to the next one.
We only got 2. I got to switch back and forth at least twice.
That's why I hear the shower cut on, too. He probably goes in there.
Listen.
This took a darker turn.
Sorry, go ahead, Austin, finish it up.
I can understand my dog doing it, but so when I say across the whole kitchen, I mean literally from one end to the other. And my kitchen's about 15 feet, almost 20 feet long, I'd say. And there is at least a drop or 2 every foot.
I'm impressed.
And then this is the kicker, everyone. I just woke up. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning. Just woke up. Still in PJs and everything. And I'm not upset at this at all because it totally makes sense. My girlfriend turns to me and says, I don't have time to help you. I have to go to work right now. And my immediate response was, good morning to me, am I right? And she couldn't help, but she kind of laughed, and I was like, whatever, I'll clean it up. So I spent about 15 to 20 minutes cleaning with paper towels and mopping and
was it solid?
Clorox bleach. Most of it wasn't solid because we
Good.
just switched
Makes the
over
story better for
foods.
me.
Just switched over foods, and he's transitioning right now. So
I don't think my dog's ever had a solid poo. ever in his entire life.
You might want to check what food you're feeding him.
No, he's just got a sensitive tummy. That's it. It used to be bad. Like when he was a puppy and I was crate training him while I was at work, I had to make it a point to, like, no later than noon, go and check on him. Or he would diarrhea, like, fill his crate up with diarrhea. Like, it's a pretty decent sized crate. I was going to say like this table, but it's bigger than this table. But it was disgusting. I had my mom go check him one time, and it was probably the worst time that he's ever done it, and he was rolling in it. So she had to pick him up with diarrhea all over him.
Oof.
And all over the crate. And she was like, I just didn't know what else to do, so I just took off my clothes and got in the shower and just held him there and let him get rinsed off. Just take him out. He's just sitting there like, the fuck?
It would have made it even better if he started shitting in the shower.
Oh, dude. Luckily, he has not done that.
While she's holding
Knock
him,
on
just starts
wood.
dropping
Oh,
a
dude.
deuce.
It wouldn't shock me if he did. He does that shit all the time.
You got my dog started with that knock.
Way to go, dickhead.
I didn't even think of that. I was just knocking on wood to make
the-
sure he didn't shit in the tub the
The
next
dumbest
time.
part is they ran to the other side of the house when he did that, and they were already on this side of the house.
I can see Winston going, Pete, did you hear that? He's
Winston's
like, oh, it was
not
just them in
barking.
there.
Winston's not barking. For 75 pounds, he's got the most pansy bark I've ever heard.
That's what I'm-
only Peter.
That's what
right
I'm
now.
saying. Winston's the
going,
instigator on this. He's like, yo, did you hear that? Someone's out the door. And Peter's like, no. It was just them in there. He goes, no, really, someone's at the door. So that's why he's over there, like,
I'm
got
gonna
him
let
convinced.
you know from having them, it's the other way around. And I don't think Winston wouldn't be barking if he wasn't slightly stupid. Peter is a muscle-bound, jacked, svelte pit bull, and his first response is noise. Get it away from here. Winston goes up to everything and is like, what? I don't even see what you're looking at.
How old's Winston?
He's 10 and a half months old. Almost 11. I guess he's closer to 11 now. Almost a year.
I find it so amazing how calm Peter is compared to before and after you got Winston.
Oh,
so calm now.
Dude, it made Peter's level of like behavior go up. Like, I mean, in terms of like listening to us and in some areas. Like he's much more well behaved around people. Or it makes it seem like he is, because he still tends to jump up and he's got talons for claws. But yeah, Winston's definitely. The only problem is Peter gets kind of like the jealous older brother that when the parents have a new kid.
Yeah.
So he has like an attitude with things now, or like sometimes which he hadn't in like 6 months until we got Winston, but used the bathroom in the house, and then like here recently he's done it like twice, and I almost think it's like a spiteful thing because he knows and he's capable of holding it. Like with Winston, I'm like, he's not really in control of himself because he just flops all over the place. I wouldn't even describe him as running. I literally watched this dog in my backyard. Nothing uninterrupted. Nothing hit him. Nothing stopped him. Full sprint, and then it was just like his front legs stopped, and he just hit face first and slid across the ground for like 5 feet. And I was like, I just literally slapped my own head, and I was like, nothing happened to you. Did you like mean to do that, or did you just whoop?
Okay. Austin's face when he imitates Winston literally looks like Winston, and I fucking lose it.
It does. Y'all are one and the same.
The funny thing is,
Oh God.
me and
so
Rebecca, my
accurate.
girlfriend, determined this. I'm definitely Peter, and she's definitely Winston in terms of like the attention. Like Winston will come up and be like, and lay on your lap, like I need all of it now, and I'm just kind of like off to the side, like I'm over here. If you want to pay attention to me, that's fine. Or like in reacting to things, Winston's like, it's fine, it's not gonna hurt us, and Peter's like, it's gonna kill us. It's after us. We gotta stop it. And it's nothing really.
Poor Peter. I'm trying to pet him, and Winston's just...
Winston literally body blocked him.
I had, like, Peter, like, right here under my arm, and Winston just sprints up, pushes him out of the way, sticks his head in here. I'm like, oh,
Pet
it's a
me, bitch.
different dog. Like,
Oh, fuck.
gotta love him.
Well,
Dogs are amazing, though.
so what system y'all getting?
Oh, dude,
Nice
I've
segue.
been yeah, thanks, asshole. I didn't want to think about it more today.
Hold on. I'm already gonna say it because I've been like sure since the jump. No matter what, Xbox Series X. I'm for some reference, everyone. I've been like Xbox since day one. I mean, even like the first Xbox 360. I literally still have the day one edition of my Xbox One that's running strong. Never had issues. The original controller is completely bunk. It died a long time ago. But
Those are still the wired ones, right?
no.
For the original Xbox?
No, he's saying original Xbox One.
Sorry, excuse me. My Xbox One day one edition, 2013. It says it on the controller. That's how I can like justify that I have that. But
he bought it off eBay to look cool.
To segue, I didn't buy that off eBay. I got that off
joking.
Microsoft.com. Direct source. Put money right in old Billy Gates' pockets.
Billy Gates.
But
So essentially,
anyway,
you're funding the vaccine.
I mean,
There you go.
yeah,
Aren't you as well? You have Windows on your computer.
True.
that's
Shit, we're important
literally,
people, Austin.
huh?
We're important people, unlike these Apple folk. Well, you got an Apple too.
Yeah, what
Shit,
the
never mind.
Hey man, if you're smart, you play both sides of the coin. That way, when one goes under, you go, "Yeah, that's stupid. I can't believe that guy."
That is
Sweet.
why I have an iPhone.
Modern
and
problems
still use
require
Word.
modern solutions.
So what are you getting? You keep
Dude,
flip flopping
No,
on me.
I
dude.
know. I've been so back and forth. Okay, so let's just go way back, right? I had the original PlayStation,
Mhm.
PS1, loved it, loved the games on it. Then I upgraded to the PS2. Okay, so Sony, and PS2 I still think is one of the best consoles ever. Some of the best games. And then I thought the PS3 was a piece of shit, to be totally honest. Playing it at buddies' houses, I decided to make the switch, went to the 360, stuck with the 360. Then I did get the Xbox One first, played that, and eventually got a PS4. So I ended up with both. But now, I don't know. If you look at the specs, Xbox is beating PlayStation by a little bit. I mean, you probably won't be able to tell in gameplay. Honestly, the human eye probably not gonna see it.
It's the features, right?
It's the features and
It's
the
what
games.
you know. Like, you
Right.
know, real gamers or people that are into that know, like, it's a little bit better.
It's a
and what
little
if
better.
something comes out that I need that little bit better?
Well,
Like, he just beat me
And-
1-on-1. He must have an Xbox.
But
You know?
that's like been the argument for like PC for a long time. But what I like at least about the way Xbox has approached it, I mean, granted, I think both companies, Microsoft and Sony, by the way, both companies waited way too long to announce anything. But Microsoft did come out first, and they dropped a system for $300 that you can play next-gen games on. Granted, it's literally half the specs. Literally, like, cut in half the specs of the Series X.
isn't the PlayStation 5 the same? Like, aren't
They're
they
both the same.
prices?
No, they're $499 and $399. One has the disc hard drive on
One
it.
doesn't.
One doesn't. They're the same system though, in terms of specs, which is still pretty good for only $100 more. You still like have the same system. Like, you're just, if you never get discs anymore or anything, then that's fine. But I like Microsoft's like transparency kind of. Sony waited and waited and waited, and then I don't know if you guys heard about the whole pre-order fiasco.
Mm-hmm.
PlayStation or Sony was like, we'll let everyone know when the pre-orders become available. And they didn't. And that was to the fault of, like, I think Walmart and one other store drop their pre-orders randomly at midnight. Like, you could get on, if you just happened to be on, you could know. And then in the UK or something, it was like 8 a.m. and they didn't announce it. And by the time people got on, the pre-orders were out. Like, there's no more pre-orders for that. Xbox has said, at least for stores, I've gotten emails for it, September 22nd. Best Buy's like 8 a.m. I think all of them are 8 a.m. September 22nd. So you can, like, get ready. You can save up money. Like, PlayStation literally said, here's our prices. And then the same night, or technically the next day, on the stroke of midnight, dropped their pre-orders. Like,
I just don't understand the whole point of, like, who's gonna drop their prices first. Like, I guarantee they already had their prices made. You would think, or are you really, like, waiting to see what your opponent's gonna drop before you put your prices?
But do you think they're like, we're gonna wait and see, like, if they really try and undersell this price? Sony talking about Microsoft. You think it might be something like that? Like, we got an idea what they would charge for it, but we don't really know. Maybe one of those things. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. So, I don't get it. It's not a big deal for me. I don't care which one dropped their prices first. That's not going to change my mind on what it is. I was a flip-flopper. I never had the original PlayStation or the original Xbox. I went from that Sega Genesis to the PlayStation 2. And then I went 360. Got the Ring of Death, like the big, bulky white one.
Oh,
and then I got the Ring of Death. And then so I got that new, like, sleek black one.
Yeah.
360.
Same thing.
That one ran strong. Shout out to all the sleeping emojis that are still asleep on 360, by the way.
Servers are gone.
And then I went to the PS4. And then I'm probably going to go Xbox. I don't know. I'm the same with my phones, dude. I flip-flop. I had Android, then went iPhone. I had, like, the Incredible, like, was one of the first, like, legit touchscreen smartphones other than the iPhone. And then I went to the iPhone, and then I went to the Edge, and then I went to the iPhone 10, and now I'm at the Galaxy Note. And I love that thing. That thing's great. I like it better than the iPhone. The other ones have been like, meh. They're kind of the same thing. This one, I was explaining to you the other day, like, the differences, how more advanced they were on that one. But you had both. You had both too.
I have both as of more recently.
Who do you think is better, the Xbox or the PlayStation 4?
My honest opinion, and this is me being a lifetime, like, Xbox player, and recently, I mean, I've only ever owned the PS4 myself. I've played numerous PS3 games, like you said, at friends' houses and stuff, and, like, I would always be jealous because they had, like, God of War, and I will admit, like, PlayStation has more better, like, exclusive games. More. Yeah. I'm not saying, like, Xbox doesn't have its, like, one word, Halo.
Yeah.
Till the day I die. Halo 5 was not great at all, but I got it because I had to keep knowing about it. The greatest thing about Halo 5, they added aim-down sights. It took 5 freaking games to add aim-down sights, but they had aim-down sights in that.
They didn't, or was it only snipers?
Only snipers.
Okay.
It was only snipers, and the Magnum pistol had a scope on it.
I hadn't played it since Halo 3.
Which was the best Halo in my opinion.
The best Halo.
So before I bought any other Halos, I read
story and everything wise.
I read reviews on the other Halos, so I never bought them because I heard they were kind of like meh. And like if I'm gonna spend the
4
money,
and
I'm not
5
gonna
were
buy a
meh.
game. So,
but like I've been spieling about it to you guys at work at least and everything about how good God of War 4 is because I never got to play any of the other ones. And now I'm playing it, and it's one of my favorite games, like, I've ever played. Mm-hmm. And I've always wanted to play, like, Horizon Zero Dawn, and, I mean, Metal Gear is another one I've always slightly wanted to get into, but I've heard more recent generation ones are more ridiculous and stuff like that. But for me, my Xbox is more than a gaming console. It's got a much better interface for, like, being able to go watch Netflix, and then the movies app on it, and like it's easier to transition. With my PlayStation, it feels solely really focused on one thing, like, which is fine, Like, if I'm there to play my single-player games and Fall Guys, one of my new favorite addictions. I love that game. But, shout out if you want to play me. Just hit me up somewhere, but down anytime. Anyways, it's definitely a better system for, like, for me, single-player games. In terms of, like, I don't really need to, like, feel serious with all the games on there. Like, the only games I've ever played on there are God of War, the Avengers game right now, Spider-Man, and Call of Duty Black Ops 3 for the zombies. And that was mainly because you guys at the time had PS4, so I was like, okay, I can do this. But I already had Black Ops 3 Zombies on Xbox One. But
So, I definitely agree with Xbox being, like, an all-in-one system. Because I have the Xbox One too, and I agree, because it was so much easier to move from, all right, I'm done playing a game, let's just go swing over to Netflix real quick. And I totally get that. PlayStation, you gotta, like, log out of your game, you gotta go over, click on, like, video and TV, go in, slide down, click Netflix or click YouTube. So I definitely get that. I feel like PlayStation's geared more towards just pure gaming, where Xbox is like and I think Microsoft was going for that, honestly.
They did. That was one of their big advertisements. They didn't say it was a gaming system for the Xbox One. They said it was an all-around entertainment system.
Mm-hmm.
That was their main selling point. Like, you can replace your DVR, your DVD, your Blu-ray, your everything player with this. Like, you could probably... Honestly, I'm sure there's people that have their Xbox One and haven't played games for years on it. But it's such an easy interface. Like, you can even get a remote for it. Like, if you didn't like a controller.
It's
Like,
such an expensive use for it, though. Like, because I
agreed.
Now that you mention that, like, I don't think I've ever gone through and watched any Netflix, any Hulu, anything. I've done Twitch when I first started to it, and it was terrible interface for it.
Yeah.
Like, I had a terrible time navigating through Twitch. But, and then, like, now you have all these smart TVs and everything, so I don't even think that's a real relevance. For me, personally, it might be for some other people who are going to invest in it. They don't have smart TVs or something like that. I don't know. But that is not a key factor for me either. I want the gameplay to be like, boom. So that's, I think, why PlayStation was more appealing to me.
For sure.
I want that to be the better end of it.
Side note, little fun fact about the Xbox One. If you switch to any app, like you're playing a game, right? Fallout, Call of Duty, whatever, blah, 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 blah. You switch to YouTube, Netflix, Hulu, whatever. The most recent game you were playing, like if you had that game open and you click back to it, you pull up right then and there.
Yeah, I remember that from the Xbox One. It would like
even if you
hold
turn
your
it off,
save state.
even
Yeah.
if you turn it off, like I can go turn my Xbox One on right now, and like click on Madden, and it's gonna pull up where I was looking at last in franchise mode, like right away.
And
So
I'm
it's
pretty
like-
sure that's confirmed for both systems.
Probably.
I know it's concerned.
The load times they
confirmed.
said are gonna be like
Yeah.
0 from here on out, which is interesting.
So which ones do you think won? I didn't hear which one you guys think was better. The Xbox
I
or
think the
PS4?
Series X is better. Or
No, like for this current generation,
for
not the next
me,
gen.
which is like a differing reason for you, I like the fact I can do everything on my system and
Okay,
not
so you're Xbox.
Xbox One.
I'm gonna say, honestly, I've used the PlayStation way more for gaming, and I made that shift. Like, I had the Xbox in college,
Mm-hmm.
so it was perfect in college for Netflix and all that stuff. But now I do think PlayStation won it for me, the PS4, for pure gaming. Like, I was a diehard, like, Ratchet and Clank fan.
Yeah.
My old school
It's
games.
a great game.
It's a great game, and I recently downloaded the new one and absolutely love it.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy PlayStation's like interface in terms of like the way it looks and the way you enter a game. And I mean like their main screen, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I like that more than Xbox. So
That spa music that
yeah,
comes
exactly.
on. Dude, you could literally like put that on and then just like lay down on the couch and let that play and you're like you're done in like a few minutes.
For sure.
So I haven't looked into it more than like the GPU and the graphics side of things with the new gen stuff. Because what I think separates when I got a computer, I'm going to stumble over what I'm trying to say. I'll get to the next gen stuff first. But like I've been PS4. I thought the PS4 was better overall for gaming. Now, not just an entertainment
Agreed.
system, gaming for sure.
I can agree on
When
that.
I got my PC, and they had it, like the games we play are cross-plat now. I think Xbox jumped ahead in front of the PlayStation. They might have had better gameplay on a PlayStation system, but I could go off of my PC and I can join. It has Xbox Companion, so I can go into a chat with Austin rather than using Discord.
That's how he talks to me all the
because
time.
his setup isn't like ours, so he's just got the headset to where he can talk to people and he plays through his TV. So Xbox Console Companion really like makes it so much easier for me to communicate with him rather than just going through game chat. I can't do that with a PlayStation person. Like when I play with my buddy Cody, we have to go in game chat. Unless I get on my PlayStation to play with him, but in that sense, it just doesn't make sense. I like to have better frames and everything. But what I'm saying is, next, I got a feeling Xbox is going to continue with that because it's Microsoft, so obviously it's going to have that, and everything's going to be cross-platform now. It's just the way things are going. I think PlayStation's got to step up with that aspect of it and find a way to get into that realm.
3 words. Xbox Game Pass.
That is literally the biggest reason I was hesitant with the PlayStation. Because I was like, you know what? I really love my PS4 right now. I'm definitely getting the PS5. Then I did some more research and I was like, okay, they're similar specs. Whatever, I can get past that. But then I got to the Game Pass and the like backwards compatibility. You have to have the disc drive PS5 to play PS4 games.
But there's not going to do PS3, PS2, or PS1.
No, whereas Xbox Game Pass, you can go all the way back to Xbox One, or not Xbox One, but like the original Xbox.
The first one.
So that is such a big game changer for me.
What Xbox has confirmed is for their system, which Xbox One did, and all systems above like the game you were playing from like a previous generation have done this. So, like, when you play, like, an Xbox 360 game on an Xbox One, your Xbox One is automatically enhancing and tuning those graphics to slightly better than even if you were playing that on, like, the Xbox 360.
Mm-hmm.
Not like they even went into the game and did anything, but your console is much better at processing what the graphics were trying to do at the time, so it's going to automatically touch it up and everything. So, imagine how good some of the Xbox 360 games can look on a Series X. Like Assassin's Creed. Like, I've been thinking about going back, and those are on, like, Xbox One and everything, and some of them have been remastered.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine being able to just play that original one with the mechanics that were, like, perfect at the time, like, not added anything to it, not a remaster where they add crap to it that doesn't need to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just enhanced to like a standard you're okay with looking at. And the fact that Microsoft makes it a big deal to keep that. They don't just say like, oh, you can play it. They're like, hey, there's like a whole part of our company that's dedicated to making sure like playing those old games are just as fun playing now.
Yeah.
Because with PlayStation, I don't know. I've never really tried to play older games on a PlayStation because they don't offer great backwards compatibility.
And with PlayStation, you don't really...
That's the thing.
I've
they
never
don't
felt
want
the
you
need
to
to
do that.
want to do that.
But there's
Right.
so many
So-
Xbox games that are
But
good.
see, I see that. I
Halo
would want
1,
to do on
Halo
some, like
2,
those.
Halo 3,
Yeah.
all
But
the Assassin's
now-
Creeds.
That's not saying like if the Assassin's Creeds were available on PlayStation like that, similar to that, I'd probably play them like in order. Like, 'cause I stopped after like the third one, but they were pretty fun.
The third
As-
one was the last good
I
one.
burnt myself out of it really
It
because I would
is.
go and I would just throw hours.
It's
at the
such
game,
a
and it was-
convoluted storyline too. It goes so weird. It's like the Apple of Eden and then Minerva, and you're actually a descendant of a god, and then you're like, hey man, I like this hidden blade thingy where I can go
Right.
Right.
I like literally just getting into fights just to kill 30 people.
Yeah.
Like, that's all I would do in Assassin's
Here's
Creed.
how
Just
bad-
bouncing in a
Yeah.
circle, just fucking messing
Exactly.
everybody up.
Do you guys remember the one where you were like a Native American?
Yes.
That was my favorite
play
one,
that one.
probably that or Black Flag with the pirate ships where you could get.
I didn't play that one.
Oh, dude, that one's so much fun.
I've heard that from
Dude,
a couple people.
if you guys need to go back and play one and you haven't played it, don't know anything, because it kind of throws away the original Assassin's Creed storyline, because your character is a pirate and you're a dickhead. Like you're straight up like murdering, killing people, just taking money and everything, and then you figure out you're a descendant of the Native American guy, and then it leads into you getting like assassin stuff, but kind of using that to your advantage to be a better pirate. So, but in the one where you're Native American, there was one weapon that was literally like a gun stock.
Yeah.
And it was like called a stock club or something like that. It was like the final upgraded blunt weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my favorite weapon to use. It wasn't like knives or anything. I'd walk up to people and it'd be like, gunk, gunk, gunk.
Speaking of Assassin's Creed, I think the next gen one is like a Viking story. It's like Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Yeah,
and it's
that
you're
one
a
looks
Viking.
Good. It looks good.
I think they look great, but the gameplay doesn't appeal to me because they're like more Dark Souls-y, they've said.
Dark Souls is hard if you've ever played
Never
it. It's like
played
one of
it.
the hardest
I watched
games.
my roommate try to play it. He went and bought it because he was like, everybody says it's hard. I'm gonna blow through it. He didn't make it past the first thing. He returned it like 2 days later.
Yeah, it's
I don't want to do that much to play a game.
I've never had appeals to that kind of game.
No,
either.
that's
like
what I'm
that,
saying.
And I know Skyrim is pretty popular, but
I
I
love
never,
Skyrim.
I never had the appeal to like go
See,
play
I've
it,
liked
though.
the equivalent. It's just the genre of Skyrim doesn't appeal me. I mean, which is weird because fantasy kind of does. Like, I love Lord of the Rings and stuff like that. But Fallout 4, which is literally Skyrim, but like post-apocalyptic, essentially. One of my favorite games I've ever played. And I've told you guys this hundreds of times. I never even have done the story mode ever in that game. I walk out of that vault and I turn left, I turn right, or I go straight forward, and my game goes from there. And that game, you can play like that. Like, you can never do the story and have your own story where you join this thing and help this guy do that, or your companions help you out, or your dog. You can have just a dog chilling with you the whole time.
Yeah, Fallout has always been one of my favorites until 76. Fallout 76 is terrible.
That's a,
And
One of the worst
it's
games
so
I've ever
upsetting.
played.
that's
One
another
of the
game I wish
worst.
had more appeal to play.
One of the.
Fallout, just in general.
Yeah, I never had.
If you
appeal for
ever
that
want to
either.
get into it, Fallout 4 is fantastic.
Or New Vegas, or Fallout 3.
So why is 76 terrible?
Because it's all online, and they didn't release it as a single player game. So, like, there was no real story mode. You were just kind of walking. It was like a walking simulator, but there's. And I did the same thing, but, like, it wasn't like an online component. Like, there was people to interact with that wasn't. I hope somebody's online I can come meet and go
Right.
do a online quest with that pops up every 5 minutes, like at a new settlement or something. In Fallout 4, you can stumble upon, literally, people will run up to you while you're just walking around and be like, hey, mister, did you know, like, there was a fire in this settlement? And you go there and there's like 100 raiders just like raiding the town, and you wipe through them all, and they're like, thank you, 10,000 experience points. And you're like, sweet. But Fallout 76, like, you had to like make an effort to like, and the only main thing that was like an end game before they had a single player aspect to it was like a nuke. You could nuke the map.
Didn't that already happen? Like,
Well, it's based
It's-
after a nuke, yeah.
Well,
So
you
another
could,
nuke comes?
like, yeah, there's exactly.
that
There's,
seems redundant.
well, guess what happens? So you nuke the map, right? And me and my friends spent, I shit you not, it was like a raid in like Destiny. We probably spent about 5 or 6 hours one day just acquiring all the materials to do this, to add to that, to mix at a chemistry station and do this, that, and the other, and go here, that. And then you launch this nuke, right? And we were all level like 35, 40. Felt like pretty high level, you know? Everything died in one hit. And then we drop a nuke on this, and you start getting enemies that are at the minimum like level 75, 145, like ridiculous high levels, and you're like, we did not prepare. And by the time we had gotten to the nuke, we had like nothing left. Like, most of our weapons had broken. ammo was shot, stim packs and healing things were gone, and we were like, so we just did all this to run away? Like, we can't kill any of these things?
Oh.
So did you see the Miles Morales Spider-Man stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Me and Austin were talking about it at work. What did you think of it?
I honestly
Looks
didn't
fantastic.
even. It does look fantastic, but I didn't even play Spider-Man. I didn't end up getting
really?
it. Yeah, because I was just so busy with like Call
It's
of
such
Duty.
a good game. If you ever get the chance to ever get it.
I've heard really good things about it, and it looks fantastic. I just never. I don't know why. I just never bought it. I just have been in like a shooter game mindset for such a long time since like Fortnite came out that those types of games, like a Spider-Man game, I just haven't gone into them yet.
Yeah, the original Spider-Man game it had a great storyline, and it like incorporated multiple storylines. So you had your main thing where you go through the main one, but you also had like numerous ones with like Taskmaster. I'm blanking on all the other villains that were in there, but
Rhino.
yeah, like they had
Scorpion.
Like they had all of them on there.
Vulture.
And it was neat. Like it was an open world thing. They had Stark Tower, or the Avengers Tower at the time, and
That's
that was
awesome.
cool. You didn't get to interact with it, which I thought would have been really cool.
Yeah,
but,
the only thing was like you found like a comic book if you got to the top of
Yeah.
it and stuff.
But that game looks really cool. Cold War, obviously, pre-ordered, but yeah, I don't know. I haven't really looked into it like I used to. Like for
I
game
haven't
wise.
either. I haven't looked into, are you speaking about Cold War or just games in general?
Games in general for the
Okay.
for the consoles.
So today I actually compared like the games that are confirmed for both systems. A lot of them are the same, but of course you got your exclusives like Horizon, I forget what it's called, and
Halo
God of War,
Infinite.
and then Halo Infinite. I watched like 8 minutes of gameplay of that. Looks absolutely fantastic.
Is weird that I find it funny that you say that playing on a PS4 and like some PS or PC, because people shit on the gameplay of that. But I had the same reaction. Like when I watched them release it for the first time, I was like, "Oh my god, an open world like Halo game, like like
is it
this
gonna
is
be
my
VR
dream."
at all? Like a battle royale?
There's rumors of it.
That's how games are going now. Since Fortnite,
It would be a good BR.
Yeah, I
It would
mean,
be really good.
if you
The
don't have
shields thing would be kind of interesting to work through. Because, if you're not familiar with Halo, when your shield breaks, if you wait, your shield breaks and then your health, which is like armor. But like in Call of Duty, for people that haven't played, you have to like physically apply your armor to get it back. Halo, your shield just boom.
I'd imagine it'd be like Apex,
So
where
it-
you have to regenerate
exactly.
your shield. But I mean, honestly, like you look at games, like I was looking at it on Twitch last night. If you don't have a BR mode, it's not very popular nowadays. Like Valorant was super popular until here recently. Like when Among Us started picking up, I looked at Valorant because Among Us has like 500,000 people were viewing it. And then I looked at that's what Valorant had for a while. It was like 500,000 people collectively watching someone play Valorant. I looked last night; it was only like 39K. So
Wow.
it dropped a fuck ton. Fortnite's still way up there; it's BR. Apex is still up there; it's a BR. Warzone taking over; it's a BR.
Fall Guys.
Fall,
Fall Guys
it's
is a
pretty
BR.
much a BR,
It
yeah.
is.
So like, and it's
Bro, that game, I like the layout of that game because like there are legitimate things that sometimes are just out of your control, like the RNG, and it's not complicated. There's 4 button prompts. Like you move with your joystick, you jump, you can dive, and you can grab. Like that's it. So it's not like anybody can really be crazy on a controller and do stuff, or like anybody really on a keyboard can be like, because people on mouse and keyboard for PC, like, are way more capable of stuff than controller. But at least with like Fall Guys, like, and it's a round thing, so like you do a challenge, then people are eliminated, you pass, you move on to the next thing. So it's like there's something about making it to that next round aspect, because your game isn't over. yet in a lot of the battle royales, like if you get killed right away, your team, and then you don't win your gulag or whatever, it's like, or you're waiting sometimes too. Like in Warzone, if your team doesn't have money, sometimes you're waiting a few minutes. If I die in Fall Guys on the first round, I can exit out and be in a new game in like 10 seconds, like, or 30 seconds. I mean,
I take it back because I was looking through. I was curious. I wanted to look what it was right now. Apex is below Valorant, and it's a BR. But Fortnite, how long has Fortnite been out now?
Long enough.
4 years. 175,000 people viewing it on Twitch alone. It's not including YouTube or anything like that. Valorant's at 46. Cold War, because they've got the alpha going out, has got 162,000. But even that, while you have
Among Us?
Yeah, look, I told you. That thing jumped up. But like Call of Duty, like even with Cold War out right now, the alpha, it's still got 137,000 people watching, or someone watching someone play it. Which I think that's a crazy fact that's so popular.
The cool thing though with Among Us too, at least why I can answer why there's so many. Think about how many popular YouTubers get together and like play a game.
Mm-hmm.
And then really it kind of depends whose stream is like the best to watch it from. Like me, if Courage is playing with a bunch of people.
You've got me hooked on Courage.
Courage
with
is
the Among Us
hilarious.
Stuff. He is a hilarious
Did you
individual.
watch his newest one?
Yeah.
His 500 IQ,
Yes.
like AFK?
Mm-hmm.
So he literally was at the beginning of the game. He was an imposter, which for people who aren't familiar with this game, there's 10 people. 2 of them are meant to kill and sabotage the rest of the crew. The other ones have to figure out who they are and get them off the boat or off the ship by voting them every round. And then after that, if the imposters can kill enough people or sabotage something and people don't fix it, they win the game. If the crewmates get rid of both the imposters, they win the game. So, or finish their tasks in time. So this guy, literally, he was streaming and he was AFK, which means not playing. He wasn't even at the computer, anything. And he's just standing there. And he's one of the imposters for the first round. And somebody gets killed near him, but he didn't do it. The other imposter did. Somebody reports the body, but they don't think it's him because they're like, he was AFK the whole round. Like, he didn't do anything. So they're like, cool. And I don't know if they even voted that round or anything. They might have skipped, which means nobody got eliminated. So next round comes along, and he's back at the computer by this point, and he's asking his chat, like, chat, should I just keep playing AFK and 500 IQ strat here, just play with him? And so he's chilling there, and one guy is staying near him because he knows he's AFK, so to make sure nobody tries to off him without being seen, like an easy kill. And then he goes up and kills that guy and goes back to where he was standing AFK, like right in the same position
the whole time.
And so they come back to voting, and they're like, well, somebody killed this, because I can't remember what his name was, but they're like, somebody killed him. They're like, well, Jack was still AFK, so it couldn't have been him. And even Ninja was like, there's no way it could have been him. Like, he wasn't playing. He's not even at the computer, and he wasn't even responding to their game chat. He was just, they were like, Jack, are you there?
They started getting suspicious, though.
They did.
Like,
they were like, that round,
they
they were like, let's keep an eye on him. And then he comes back, but I think he stays AFK for another round. Or
he stays AFK until the very end. Finally, he gets killed. Or no, he comes back, and he was like, yo, or he calls from his phone.
He calls somebody in the Discord, Discord from his phone to play him.
And he's like, yo, she needed help getting groceries. I'm AFK. Y'all just keep playing. Okay, I'll be back in a second. That's when they were like, this is fishy. That, like, they were already a little suspect, and then they were like, after that, they're like, oh, this is a little fishy. Comes back, and then they finally, like, right when he realizes they're about to kill him, he steps in, he's like, yo, I'm back. Don't, it's not me, blah, blah, blah. Don't do it. And then they ended up, they cut him loose.
But he was almost in, the final round of it by not playing the game.
It was, like, the very, like...
And one of them literally says, like, I'm not trying to end up as clickbait in his video, so can we just vote him off?
Yeah. Well, shit, we're halfway through. I know you want to talk about sports.
Can I transition into Madden to help with that?
Yes.
Yeah, and then
Real
I
quick-
want to let Emerson take over on the sports because he's going to be more
Absolutely.
in depth with the NFL.
So,
stuff
with
than anything
video
else.
games and sports, if anybody doesn't know, Madden, one of the most popular video games that comes out every year. If you don't know and haven't played Madden in a while, it's the same exact fucking Madden as it was in 2015. Literally. If you haven't bought Madden 21 yet, don't. And if you play franchise mode, don't. Because the Super Bowl you go to is literally the Super Bowl from this past season. That already happened. Super Bowl 54. The only difference is they changed the color layout from gray to blue. Literally, the Super Bowl animations are the same. The everything is the same. Like, so, and in Face of the Franchise, where you make like a quarterback and play through high school and college, if you do the best possible thing on your 40-yard dash, which they hyped up like a crazy amount, your best possible thing is 4.46. No matter what, you could hit perfect button prompts, which is fast for a quarterback, but either way, when you get drafted, everything you filled out, like let's say you played at Appalachian State, you're 6'1", 225 pounds, whatever. When you get drafted, it'll put you at like Abilene Christian University, 6 foot tall, 200, like back to the default. And if you simulate your draft pick, like randomizing, seeing which team in the first round or whatever round you're projected to go in will draft you, as of right now, you're always going to get drafted by the Bears.
Poor soul.
Every time.
Poor soul.
Every time.
I have not purchased a Madden game since probably like 2013.
I haven't since Gronkowski was on the cover, which I think was like 2016. And I wish he was like exaggerating, but he's not the only one I've heard that
No,
about. Do you play Madden?
I've played with friends up to like 15,
Yeah.
like on their consoles, but no, I haven't. I love football, but I can't because you're paying $60 for updated rosters. That's it.
Yeah, and you can get a mod that does the same thing. And like with NCAA, I fucking love the fact that there's people out there who still do, like they'll go in depth with it. Not just that they'll update the names on there, but they'll go in and update the stats of each person on there. So I fucking want NCAA to come back.
To
fucking love that
put
better
that
than
in perspective, literally, I downloaded off of Madden Share the 20 rookie class, so I have all the rookies in Madden 20 as like my roster.
Well, that's what I was just telling him. I'm like, the reason I haven't gotten Madden in so long is because I feel like you're just spending $60 for an updated roster.
Yeah, just go get some mods and throw it on your game and update it.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So,
And guess
Makes
what?
sense.
The only difference is they have like somebody's model they made, and I don't have their picture. But they literally have the same exact stats. So it's like, okay. I'm going to save my money forever now until you guys fix your game.
Is
But
that just EA in general?
EA's a shitty
yeah, I've heard
company.
it's pretty
Microtransactions.
It's pretty rough.
Madden Ultimate Team or FIFA Ultimate Team, they make $1 billion like a quarter off of those. A quarter.
That's crazy.
Is it like pay to get the best?
So
shit?
it's one of those things where you open packs and hope to get a really good
But
player.
you can buy the packs and
You
everything.
can buy the packs with
It's annoying.
So it's pay to
coins.
play.
pay to
I
pay
hate
to
pay
win.
to play.
Pay to win. Sorry.
Yeah.
There's
I
pay
hate
to
that.
play. There's free to play, and there's pay to win.
I hate that, but yeah,
In some
fuck
lighter
Madden.
news, football is back,
Mhm.
ladies and gentlemen. College has been back for a little bit, but the NFL has returned. Week
Yeah.
1 has happened.
Emerson stole money from me.
I
Emerson's
stole
a lot
$20
of
from
different
Sawyer.
things have happened in this room between of us. You two had a bet in which Emerson's Browns beat the Bengals last night.
I wish I wasn't so fucking spiteful because only
Me too.
took the bet out of spite of how confident we were. Baker played really well, and I hate Baker. I hate his attitude, or I hated his attitude when he was in college. I actually like how he plays. The football
Understandable.
game.
I agree.
I like how he plays the game though. But we were playing Warzone, and I had it off to the side, and I was like, I probably should watch this game since I have a little bit of money on it. So I had it off to the side when we were playing Warzone, and I was just like, dude, Baker's just throwing dimes. Like
He was-
in multiple throws that were.
I
very,
watched the
very good
highlights
throws.
this morning.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, if he plays like that from here on out, and I think I even mentioned it to Sawyer last night. I was like, honestly, man, though, the Ravens' first game of the year, they just, like, added Calais Campbell. Like, they're not, like, a slouch team that he should have thrown for 350 yards against by any means.
Right.
Like, that's a tough test. So, I mean,
Ravens could go to the Super Bowl.
Easily.
And to have them week 1 with no preseason games, I mean,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
That's a tough thing to walk into.
Yeah.
Do you get a chub when you see Chubb fucking run up the
He is
middle?
my absolute
God.
favorite player on our team. I love it. He does
said-
not talk. He shuts his mouth. He gets the ball and he runs for 5 yards minimum every fucking carry.
Bro, every time he got the ball last night, I was just like, okay, Baker's throwing fucking dimes, and they can't stop Chubb running up the middle or the weak side of the fucking line.
and I said
like,
that
what
to
the
Sawyer
fuck?
last night when he mentioned, like, Nick Chubb got another first down. I was like, he's probably the best all-around player on their team.
Without a doubt.
Because you can count, he's the most consistent.
Most consistent.
He never, like, tries to get extra yards by running back. He falls forward. He tucks that ball right to his, like, chest, where it's got to be surgically removed if you want him to fumble.
Well, he's a big man. How big is he?
He's a big man.
UGA product.
I don't think he's more than 6 foot. He might be even
Well,
shorter
I'm-
than
I'm-
6 foot, but he is.
That's what I was talking
built.
about. He's stout.
He's a
He's a
built
stout
boy.
man.
He's probably about 230. Of mostly muscle.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
He's a big boy. And then you got Kareem Hunt to come in and when he needs a spell. Like, that is just disgusting.
Y'all have tools.
We
Like,
have
y'all
the
need to
tools.
be
Bro,
good.
I was watching the highlights. Okay, Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham Jr., David Njoku, Austin Hooper, who was like a great tight end for Atlanta for a few years, Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb. I don't know what the offensive line really looks like, but in terms of playmaking weapons, I just named 6. And there was some like receivers that were on the
Yes.
like 3rd or 4th part of the depth chart making catches last night.
Oh,
too.
you like Rashard Higgins?
And
He's number 81.
number
He's very
13,
good.
or not 13, number like 12, or
12,
something.
number 12. Yeah.
I don't remember what his name. I feel like it was High.
He's a
not
rookie.
Hightower,
I don't remember
not
his
but
name.
I got a question. You might have a better answer for this, because I looked a little bit beforehand. I know you probably didn't hear me because I turned my head away, but I looked a little bit beforehand before we came to do this. I'm switching to college football real quick.
That's fine.
But how are they going to do the ranking system? Because obviously if Clemson's number 1, because I'm a Clemson guy, they don't have a tough conference. It is not very tough versus someone in the SEC.
is it only conference play right now?
Well, they've got the only non-conference game they got is against the Citadel this coming week. That's it. That's their only non-conference game. I mean, there's some ranked teams
Whoa.
in that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There's some ranked teams in the ACC, but it's like low top 25 rankings.
Yeah.
Or middle.
This year, they're going to have to put an asterisk next to whatever national championship.
So-
Like, do you have a national championship still?
Five of the 6 power conferences are going now.
Pac-12 is the only one? that's
Pac-12,
not?
I think, is the only one, which makes sense because their
Makes sense.
state is on fire and
Yeah.
can't get their shit together in terms of whatever. But honestly, I feel like everybody's perfectly okay with leaving the Pac-12 out if you declare. I mean, the only real team that had a shot in that conference is USC, I feel like. Maybe Washington.
Is Lane Kiffin? No, Lane Kiffin's not there.
No,
right?
Lane Kiffin's down at
And
FAU.
just because USC gets good talent every year, I'm not even saying off anything I
Yeah,
know. Like,
yeah.
they're just usually have some talent.
Random fact, I am a Oregon fan, which is absolutely insane because I'm from Cleveland originally, but I fell in love with like their jerseys and their uniforms. And if you watch college football, you know Oregon always
They
has
have
like the
like
coolest
87
uniforms.
different uniform
Yeah.
combinations.
Ain't got no championship though.
So I fell in love
they not?
with their uniforms back in like 7th grade. So I just started watching them and following them.
That's what happens when the founder of
The-
Nike graduates from your university.
The closest they got was Marcus Mariota, which I feel like he should have taken them.
They should
all
have
the way.
beat. Well, Ohio State was on a freaking rampage in that playoffs,
True.
man. They shit on Alabama and then they came and shit on
And
Oregon,
to shit on Alabama is a fucking statement.
especially that year. 'cause
And
I felt
always
like they were-
welcome.
Was that when they had...
And always welcome.
who did they have? What year was that? I can't remember what year that was. That was when I was in high school, I feel like.
Yeah.
No,
Like 2000...
we were in college then. You're older than me.
I know. But it feels that long.
Mm-hmm. They were in the national championship against Auburn. Against
That's what I
Cam
was going to
Newton.
say. When did that happen?
That was
That
high
feels
school.
like for fucking ever ago.
That
I'll
it
never
was.
forget
God.
the play that changed that game when the running back, Ben Dyer, got wrapped up, but the defensive guy pulled him on top of him, so he never hit the ground, and he rolled over, got back on his feet, and took off like another 40 yards for the touchdown. Everybody was like, what the hell just happened? And they replayed it, and he was like, he was never down, man. He rolled over top of you and scored.
Mm-hmm.
And that I feel like that sucked the win out of Oregon at that point. And I think that was like late in the fourth quarter when he hit that
I
run
think
too.
so.
So with the Big Ten, were they still able to practice? Because I know they're just now getting into it. Were they still able to
Probably
practice?
not,
Yeah.
but they were definitely practicing.
'Cause
If you think any of these top 25 at least teams weren't at this point, it's like they definitely were holding some private
wasn't
sessions.
the Michigan administrators the only ones that were holding it back? Wasn't that?
Yeah,
It-
it was Michigan State. They were the ones holding it back. Well, in the beginning, I think it was like Indiana was also holding it back, and even Ohio State might have been, but
But yeah, but I think they
now it's Michigan State that was really holding it back.
Yeah, because I feel like where did I see? Oh, it was David Portnoy through Barstools. He had a rant about it. That's what it was. He had a rant that he's a Michigan guy, and he was like, if I find out Michigan's the one that's fucking holding everything up for the Big Ten, you can fuck off. I'm not gonna be a Michigan guy anymore.
They just didn't
Which-
want to lose to Ohio State again.
Probably. Fucking Harbaugh. I don't know why. I don't have a real reason, but it makes me so happy that Harbaugh has not had a great time at Michigan.
I agree.
I think it's because ESPN
Which one
sucked
is
his
he?
dick.
The one that used to coach the 49ers?
Yes.
Yep, Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's because ESPN sucked
other
his
one's
dick the
still
whole
at the
time
Ravens,
going
right?
into Michigan.
Jim Harbaugh is like one of the top 3 highest paid coaches too
Yeah.
in college and hasn't done shit.
Hasn't done anything. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, can we all backtrack to a very prominent college coach who fucked over an organization in the NFL and has seen
He's
great
about
success?
to say Nick Saban
Nick
with the Dolphins.
Saban for Alabama, who took LSU to several national titles, decides to go to the NFL and coach the Dolphins, and then literally says in her interview, my intention is to stay with the Dolphins organization and help this program go. Later, like that year, he signs to go coach at Alabama, and now this dynasty is fucking
Look.
happened. So he can't coach professional athletes.
Look, I don't think it's been a coaching problem for Miami. I think it is somebody else upstairs. And I think Nick Saban saw that. He wasn't going to get anywhere with what his word had to say. So he's like, I'm getting the fuck out. They ain't going to listen to me on what I think
Although-
and I know is going to work. The potential's right here, but they're not letting me go here or listening to me to go here. I'm out. Alabama does. Nick Saban says to jump. The school says how fucking high you want this school to go up.
Fuck Nick Saban.
Shit. Let's expand. Let's expand. Not just Alabama. The whole state, not just the University of Alabama, sorry. The whole state of Alabama will jump. They'll be like, all right, you Saban, you want us to lift up the earth real quick? Cool. Alabama's up. How long we holding it?
Okay,
And
and,
then do
then Auburn slides in and wins with
Catches
no time
them at-
left.
At the Iron Bowl.
Yo,
every
that
year.
was one of the best plays of all time in college football. That was insanity.
So one of my
Are you
close
talking about the
buddies.
tipped pass?
No, I'm talking about the the missed field goal
The
when
kick
time
return.
expired.
The kick return.
He took it 109 yards to win the Iron Bowl.
I forgot about that.
So a
Was the
very
tipped
close buddy of
pass in
mine.
that same game where somebody like launched a post down the field and it got tipped and then there was just a receiver by Auburn?
I think so.
And it was like an 80-yard pass.
I think so.
Like, I'm sorry, you're destined to lose that game when that stuff happens to you. In which we can backtrack back to the NFL, how the Dolphins do that in Week 16 every year to the Patriots. But in usual fashion, as the Dolphins do with Ryan Fitztragic at quarterback.
He threw how many interceptions?
3.
Yeah.
That's his per game average, if I might let you know. So
you got a backpack in here? I'll bring it to Cam Newton because he put that team on his back and
okay.
was like, here we go.
Calm down.
Here we go,
Calm down.
here we
He
go.
put the team on his back for 64 rushing
You want me to
yards.
read this?
I'm gonna agree.
Don't you dare pull up the stupid stat where he's the leading career
He led
rusher
the rushers
and
and
all-time
was
Patriots.
passing as well. He led the rushing yards too.
Did you look at that game as a whole? Both teams were garbage.
Who won? How many interceptions did Cam Newton throw?
0. But how many times did he throw? 12?
15.
How many
15
did he
for
complete?
No. I'm sorry.
How many did
He
he complete?
completed 15
Of
out of
7.
19.
Oh, okay, 19.
He was
For how
15
many
19.
yards? 72?
It was like 100 something, 170 something.
I'll,
You double check.
I think you're right. Oh, I'm on the wrong. Nope, I'm on the wrong game.
My point is, this is clear that everyone tries to blow up the Patriots like something because they said that stupid stat.
I didn't think the Patriots were gonna win against the fucking Dolphins, Austin. So no, that is not true.
You had an unrealistic expectation. I knew if Ryan Fitzpatrick was starting, there was a chance he was either going to go through for 450 yards and 5 touchdowns or 450 yards and 7 interceptions.
Why is Tua not playing?
Look,
He was listed on the injury report for a hip injury, but so were other players that played. Jakeem Grant, Devontae Parker, Jordan Howard, which started the game, Matt Breida. Like, that was just a preliminary injury report. But honestly, I don't
Fitzpatrick.
want him playing right now.
if he does not throw the interceptions, the
Right.
Dolphins win the game.
Oh, I 100% agree.
He went 20 for 30
He didn't.
with 100. Well, he would probably had more yards if he didn't throw the interceptions, but he had 3 interceptions.
And Devontae
Like,
Parker went down.
You don't
in the
deserve to
first
win the
half.
football game if you throw 3 interceptions.
Dude,
I'm
you're
sorry.
not. I'm not going to argue that he was throwing great passes and people just jumped in front of him.
Patriots are my team. I'm going to have their back. I want Cam Newton to be successful. I think he will fit very well, but he's got to comply to Bill Belichick if he's going to do it.
Which he is. Like, I feel like someone like Cam Newton, for at least when he was on the Panthers, if they'd have told him to run it as much as he did, like called runs. Like, Cam Newton wasn't dropping back, nobody was open and scrambling. He was like direct quarterback up the middle or out to the outside option. Like, he would have probably told Carolina, like, nah,
Yeah.
I'm going to pass this ball. Or I'm going to audible out of this. Or, you know what I'm saying?
I also feel
With
like
Bill Belichick, there's no, you're going to run the quarterback option. And
Yeah.
we're going to figure out the next down. That's... And
I just feel like he feels like he's in a system that's going to try and protect him. Not saying that wasn't the sense for the Panthers. I didn't see it. I didn't see that they were trying to make
the
moves
Panthers
to
had the
protect
tools
him.
to protect him. I feel like Cam feels like now, I've got a team that, if I can drop back and pass, will protect me long enough.
That's what I'm saying. We're saying the same thing. I'm like, I don't think the
I know.
Panthers made moves to try and
They
protect.
didn't, and
Cam
that,
Newton.
that affects a player's attitude of how they want to play. Why would I want to freaking scramble all the time if I don't feel like I'm... But, like, if Bill Belichick's like, listen, man, every 1 or 3 plays we're going to throw you in there as a run play, like... Because their offense has never really been focused on one rusher.
Right.
They always usually have a guy that runs like 900 to barely 1,000 yards a year, and they have like a second back who's catching a bunch. Or that other guy is like 500 and 500. Like, he's receiving as much as he's running the ball, too.
Listen, Bill Belichick could make you the number 1 receiver because
Dude,
he
that's
looks
what I'm
for
saying.
what he looks for.
Dude,
like,
I could easily... I'm literally like almost the size of Wes Welker and Julian Edelman, so come on, man.
Wes Welker, I think, was only 5'6".
Another
He was
Miami
still stout.
product we let go, and he became like one of the leading receivers in NFL for like 5 seasons in a row.
He was a stout 5'6", though. And he was fast, and he had hands.
He was the only player to play for the Patriots I've never hated.
Do you hate them because they play for the Patriots, or you just hate them because of the type of player they are?
Little mixture of both.
Okay.
Tom Brady's both.
We're not even going
no,
there.
we're not. We're not
Can
starting.
we
Tom
not
Brady.
talk about NFL
played
news?
like
How he
shit, though.
absolutely choked in his first game with a stacked offense?
He played like shit.
He did.
He played like shit.
against a great team.
He still played like shit.
Well,
With the weapons
I'm
he's
even
got,
willing to say he played like shit against a really good Saints team.
I will give him the benefit of the doubt on this. One, if not two, the interceptions. How many did he throw? Two or three? He threw two.
One was
okay,
a
then
pick
one.
six. That one was blatant.
One was a miscommunication. There was someone ran an in route and he was looking on a post and he fucking threw it and just threw it right into the safety's hands, and the wide receiver's like this, like, what the fuck you doing? I'm running my route. That's the only one I'll give him credit or a benefit of a doubt on. Still, you threw it right into the safety's hands. Even if he was running his route, it's probably getting picked. But either way, you got the weapons around you that you got. You can't do that. Sorry.
I love the meme with Jameis Winston sitting on the bench, like, realizing you got let go for Tom Brady to do the same shit you were doing.
Yeah.
Throwing interceptions and pick sixes.
Yeah.
But
All right,
it's
let's
early.
make.
It's week one.
It is. Week one.
Can we talk about one of my favorite low key topics that doesn't seem to be getting enough?
What?
Minshew mania. Gardner freaking Minshew completing 19 of 20 passes and beating a stout Indianapolis Colts team with Phillip Rivers at the helm, who threw for like 350 yards.
With a beer in his hand.
Did he have a beer?
No.
Oh, Gardner Minshew.
Gardner
did.
Minshew.
Yeah, he probably
Bud
had
Light
a beer
in his hand.
Like,
So
why are they still sleeping on him? Like, he came in and played really well last year. Like, as well as you can expect, other than, I guess, Tom Brady coming in as a 6th-round pick and leading you to, like, a Super Bowl. But he came in and threw for 3,200 yards, 21 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions as a rookie 6th-round pick from Washington State.
It's pretty good.
And then your first game of the year, you beat the Colts, who are, like, projected to win that division along with Houston. And you complete 90% or, like, 95% of your passes and beat them.
Hey, I'm all for Minshew mania.
I don't get why, though, like, people are like, Jacksonville's tanking for Trevor. Like, I feel like you've got a guy. And you're going to draft. I feel like they may not still do well. I'm not saying they're playoff bound by any means. But I feel like they've definitely got a guy that's got the capability if you put weapons around him, other than getting rid of people. Like, although you get rid of Leonard Fournette and he says, I finally have a QB I can trust. And
Jesus Christ.
he literally was quoted that on Twitter.
All right. I want to make some game predictions for this week. So we already got my Browns winning against the Bengals. Thanks for that $20, Sawyer.
Go buy you a Funko Pop.
Oh God. We'll talk about that in the next episode, how Sawyer just started getting Funkos. Anyways, let's move forward and make some game predictions.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to lead through the games here. First game, New York Giants, Chicago Bears. Austin.
Giants.
Sawyer.
You can't trust Mitchell Trubisky.
I'm going with the Bears.
I'm also going with the Bears. Next, Rams, Eagles.
This is going to piss my buddy Travis off because he's the most diehard Philadelphia Eagles fan. Rams, buddy.
Rams. I think they had a good win against the Cowboys.
The only reason I say that is because he talks about, like, the injuries that have come to the Eagles, like their starters, and I don't think they're very whole enough.
Although
to beat the Rams.
I hope Dallas Goedert does good because he's my tight end on fantasy.
I'm gonna say Eagles.
Okay.
I'm gonna be the odd one out. I'm gonna say the Eagles.
Can I
Okay.
preface this? Is there gonna be one we all three agree on?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll get to it.
Maybe.
I
might just-
think so.
I might just do it to piss somebody off.
That's true.
No, I'm looking at one. I think so. All right,
Okay.
next one. Falcons, Cowboys.
Falcons.
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 I think after the game Julio Jones and Matt Ryan had, they're going to
And
be
Calvin
pissed.
Ridley.
And Calvin Ridley, they're going to be pissed and come out slinging again. And the Cowboys are still kind of shocked that they're not the best team in the NFL after week one.
Look, the Cowboys, I'm spiteful towards them too because ESPN Sucks their dick.
Oh, they ride their dick.
So I'm spiteful.
To be fair,
I'm
I
just
think
spiteful.
Dak Prescott is a very talented quarterback.
And so is Zeke, and so is Amari Cooper. Amari
And
Cooper's
C.D.
really
Lamb
good.
showed out.
However, I hate Jerry Jones
Um,
with a passion.
can I point out something
He
I
just
noticed?
looks like an annoying
Can I-
individual.
Every time they draft a receiver in the first round, they give him 88. Michael Irvin, Des Bryant, C.D. Lamb. I feel like there was another one in between there I'm forgetting.
Oh, Jesus.
Don't ask me.
What
That's
is
a
his
lot.
obsession with 88?
I don't know.
It might just be their thing. I don't know.
But
I just
All right. That's a rabbit hole. We're not going to dig. All right, we're going to move on. Panthers, Buccaneers.
Bucks. I hate to say it, but I feel like they're going to win.
Sorry.
yeah, I think the Bucks are gonna win that one.
I agree. I'm going to say Bucks. Panthers, I just don't know what they're doing.
I-
Niners and Jets.
Oh, Niners.
Dude, that's a terrible football game. Like I don't even want to watch. I don't even want to call on the TV for that one.
I'm not going to watch
Hold on.
I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo went
it.
off.
There you go. Man.
Hold on.
49ers.
Hold on. 49ers were in the Super Bowl last year. Do you not think it's going to be a blowout? I mean, by the 49ers? That's what I'm expecting.
To be honest, that's the game I was looking at where I was like, we're all going to agree. 49ers for me.
Should,
Because
definitely.
I don't think it's gonna be a blowout.
I don't think the Jets are doing anything.
I don't think the Jets are doing anything either, but I don't think the 49ers are gonna be like the 49ers.
And Le'Veon Bell's injured. Jets
yeah,
have
they're
no
toast.
shot. I'm
They're
just going to be
toast.
honest.
They got rid of Robbie Anderson. He's on the
Nothing.
Panthers
Holy
now.
shit, maybe I need to take it back. Maybe it is gonna be a fucking blowout. I don't know.
Bro, the Jets are the worst team
I think
in the NFL.
if you're gonna ride the 49er train, I think it's they're
I don't
overrated
like
with
them,
that.
but I think
Anyways.
they're still equipped to beat the fuck out of the Jets.
Yeah, the
Their
Jets are
defense, their defense.
Yeah, their defense will score 28 points on the Jets.
Yeah, their defense. Although
All the
Richard
offense has to
Sherman-
do is get a rushing touchdown, and they're good.
Richard Sherman's out as well. He's on the IR for
Okay,
at least
their
3 weeks.
whole defensive line and
I-
linebacker core
Nick
is the
Bosa?
scariest
Oh
thing
my
in the
God.
whole entire world.
All right, next. Broncos, Steelers.
Broncos. I really
Sorry.
like the way Drew Lock was throwing the ball in the last game.
I'm
They're
a
out with
I'm a
Patrick
Steelers
Lindsey.
guy. I like the Steelers. I'm going with the Steelers.
I knew I didn't like
I
you.
hate fucking Ben Roethlisberger.
Yo,
Miss your fucking potato head.
Someone in fucking Boston, Massachusetts right now in my family is sitting there flipping me the bird at the screen saying, how the fuck can you say that about the Steelers? Because you don't fucking like the Steelers. But I don't know. I think Ben Roethlisberger is a winner. Like when he's on the football field, he
Dude,
finds a
he
way to win.
is. I don't
So,
get it. He's
He
one
is.
of the worst people to watch play quarterback, but at the same time, you're like, how did you throw that? And how did he not tackle you, you fat fuck?
Like,
He's a thick boy.
Why does nobody make fun of
they're-
him for his weight, but Hefty Lefty got shit from the New York Giants for so many years?
And just going off of last game,
The
that's what I was looking
Pillsbury
at. I was trying to see
throw
how
boy.
balanced they were on the passing game and the running game, and they're fairly balanced.
Juju Smith went off last game.
I'm gonna say Broncos because I absolutely fucking hate the Steelers. However, the Steelers have the best defense in the NFL without a doubt.
Yeah, Minka Fitzpatrick.
Minka
T.J. Watt.
Fitzpatrick, T.J. Watt
Got an
is
interception.
disgusting.
He already got an interception
Yeah,
this season.
off of like
As
the
a defensive
line, he just
end.
jumped up, snagged it. All right, next game.
Another
Jaguars,
great one.
Titans.
Another great
I'm
game.
not watching this game.
Jags. I'm fully riding Minshew Mania this season.
Who's on the Jags
So-
defense?
They've got that really good rookie, or he was a rookie last year, Jonathan Allen.
Okay, that's right.
He's C.J. Henderson. They drafted this year.
All you gotta do is shut down Derrick Henry.
That's why
All
I'm
you gotta
picking
do.
Tennessee.
Hold on. All you
is-
got to do is shut down Derrick
That's
Henry.
what I'm
Can
saying.
y'all give me the number of times he rushed? in week
27.
one?
In
No,
week one?
In week one. How many
35?
times did he rush? Over.
Over that?
Or no, you're over. I'm sorry.
Oh, 28.
He ran 31 times. He had 31
We'll,
touches
we'll
on
get
the
to it.
football.
Hold on. You talk to it.
That's
Can we talk
more-
about how they made poor Joe Burrow throw like 65 times? He was like 35 of 65.
True. Yeah. But
Like,
see,
where
look,
was their
Tannehill,
run commitment?
I'm looking at like the stats of this last game. Tannehill and Henry together look like a good combo on the book.
Tannehill's a game manager.
Tannehill threw it 43 times.
43?
And Henry got 31 touches. Like, their offense is on the field the entire game.
But what was the score? That game was like 20-17.
I didn't know that he threw that many passes.
41? What was
That's
his
a
completions?
Like
It was
20-something?
Yeah. I mean, it was half of it.
Well, that tends to happen with, I can explain, like Joe Burrow. Like, when they have more completions, they tend to start throwing more to kind of make up that they haven't completed.
If
And if you're
you'd
down...
have told me this is the score of last week,
After those
looking
stats?
at those stats, I would have said you're a liar. It was 16-14.
That's what I'm saying, dude. You threw 41 times, and
What, did they just kick
how
a
many-
field goal every time they got into the red zone?
Probably.
I think so. I think the
You gotta fucking close that.
Titans had like 3 field... Anyway, what was that game again?
It's Jags-Titans.
Jags. I'm picking Jags.
Titans.
I'm going to go Titans.
Minshew's on right now. He's throwing dimes.
Okay. Next, Lions-Packers. Packers. I'm going to go first.
Aaron Rodgers is pissed.
Aaron Rodgers had the most crazy game.
He's my quarterback for fantasy.
Yeah, you're lucky.
No, I lost by 1 point.
You lost?
By 1 point
How
because
did you lose?
because
with Aaron
A.J.
Rodgers?
Brown didn't get like 10 more yards in the Titans game, even though Tannehill threw it 41 times.
I don't like Stafford. Do you
Bro,
guys think
he's going into the Hall of Fame.
Do you think
he's
so?
a GOAT. He's
I
a
like
low-key
Stafford.
GOAT.
You think so?
He
He's
played
a-
with a broken back, and he came in with a broken collarbone and threw a touchdown like 2 or 3 years ago to win a game. Like, literally, his arm was dangling at his side, and he took the hike and like just picked it up instantly, threw a slant, and he was literally running to the sidelines like, I can't move my arm. Like, you can see his lips going, I can't move my arm.
I'm going to make a smart-ass comment, so take it with a grain of salt. You think that's cause for him to get into the Hall of Fame?
Not that alone, but I feel like if you look at his
You can be
career,
tough shit. I'll respect the fuck out of you for it, but I don't
if
like
you look at
Stafford
his
anymore.
career for playing with what he's had,
Yeah.
I mean, other than the years he had Megatron with him, but even then, you have to be a good quarterback to get a guy like that the ball the way he did. And he's got a fucking cannon.
He has a cannon.
Still,
Yes.
apparently at practice the other day, he threw a ball 100 yards.
Okay, well, I'm going Packers.
I mean, I'm
I'm
still
going-
picking
But
Packers.
I don't like Stafford is why I'm doing it.
I like him.
Probably don't have a
I
justification
remember
for it,
following him at UGA, too.
Next, Bills, Dolphins.
Bills are going to win. I'm a Dolphins fan, but the Bills are
Are you picking
looking
Dolphins?
good. No.
Okay.
As much as, I mean,
I'm going
I can
Bills.
obligatory pick Dolphins if you want me to. If they, okay, I'll put a stipulation. If Fitztragic is starting, Bills. If Tua gets into the game early on, Dolphins. Just throwing that out.
Okay, okay.
I'm going Buffalo.
Yeah, I think the Bills are honestly a top 5 team in the NFL this year.
Their defense is atrocious.
and Josh Allen is a
I mean,
baller.
atrocious in like a scary way. Like
Yes.
Tre'Davious White, you can't throw a ball his way. You cannot. You cannot. And Josh Allen is got Stephon Diggs now along with John
Oh,
Brown.
Yes.
He's got John a 1,000-yard receiver last year with Stephon Diggs. And that Dawson Knox kid, that tight end, he's a monster, man. He's mean when he plays.
They're good. They're a good.
They're going to win the
well-put-together
AFC
team.
East. I'm going to predict that. Not much tough competition.
Honestly, no.
Newer Patriots team,
No.
a rebuilding Dolphins, and a Jets team that doesn't know what it is.
All right, next is Vikings, Colts. That's kind
I'm
of
going
Vikings.
I'm going Vikings.
Vikings. I think Kirk Cousins didn't
They're the
really.
underdog,
Are they really?
but I like Kirk Cousins.
I keep forgetting the Colts got Phillip Rivers. Like I keep imagining Jacoby Brissett is starting,
Same. Me too.
which he's not bad, but I guess that's why they keep picking Colts because Phillip Rivers. Like
I'm gonna go. Colts.
I don't see it. I'm picking Vikings too.
Yeah, I'm with you. I got the
Alright.
Vikings.
I don't see.
I'll go Colts.
I see Phillip Rivers making the Colts exactly like the Chargers, extremely average. They're probably gonna be
10
eight.
wins?
They're probably
Wait.
they're probably 8-8 or 7-9 this year.
One quick question before you go on next. What happened to Jacoby Brissett?
He's back up again. They just started Phillip
Well,
Rivers.
that's a man who has potential. He should have stayed behind Brady. A little bit
He
longer.
would probably be a great
Should've stayed
fit
behind
in the
Brady.
Patriot system now.
Yeah.
I don't know why Bill Belichick wouldn't go after him.
All right, we got the Washington football
Cardinals.
team versus the Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, Cardinals.
Cardinals.
I
You
don't
think
know
they're gonna
how
go
the
undefeated?
Washington football team did it, but Kyler Murray.
Undefeated?
You think the Cardinals are going to go undefeated?
Mhm.
Hell no.
Yeah, I think they're going undefeated.
16-0.
No.
I think they're going undefeated.
No. I will put $100 on that.
I think they're going undefeated. The toughest team they're going to play is
The Seahawks,
That's a
the
real-
Bills.
Yeah.
They play
man.
Seahawks twice.
Yeah, they're in the
Seahawks,
same
okay.
division
I
as
think-
the Seahawks.
I think they're going to go.
You want to bet
undefeated.
$100 on that?
I think they're going to go.
Wait, who's in their division? It's Arizona,
But see, if they don't
Seahawks,
stay- if they-
49ers, and like.
If they don't
It's one of the hardest divisions.
That's
in
what I'm
football.
saying.
if they don't stay healthy, they're not going to. So I'm not going to take that bet because I don't know if everybody's going to stay
I'll
healthy.
give you that Kyler Murray balled out against them.
I'm just
And I think they're going to make the playoffs.
All right, here, better bet, a little more reasonable. They win 12 games this year.
12 games?
Yeah.
Ladies
All right,
and
$100.
gentlemen, this
All right.
is the second bet I've been witness to these two this week.
$100 bet. We
Okay.
saw it on the podcast. Okay,
They stay healthy.
they're 1-0.
They
So,
So wait, I picked
They
Cardinals.
barely beat the fucking 49ers.
I-
so.
But
I do
dude,
pick
they
Cardinals.
beat Kyler Murray ran up and down a solid 49ers defense.
Mhm.
And threw against them. He completed like
Yeah.
15 passes to DeAndre Hopkins alone.
Hopkins is a ball.
They've got Hopkins and Larry Fitzgerald as your 1 and 2. I'd just chuck it up in the air and let him
Someone's
run to the
catching
middle of the field.
Yes. All right,
Oh, shit.
we got 4 more games. Ravens Texans. Ooh, that's gonna be a good game.
Ravens, Texans.
That's gonna be a good game.
I'm gonna go
I'm going
Ravens.
Texans because Clemson.
Deshaun Watson.
Ravens.
Yeah, I love.
I
Deshaun
love
Watson.
Deshaun Watson. I
Mhm.
think it's unfair that he doesn't have the weapons to support him right now.
He doesn't have the line to support him.
No.
But I'm
That
gonna
man's
go.
like a modern Randall Cunningham in terms of like escapability. He doesn't escape to run.
Yeah.
He escapes to pass.
Mm-hmm. He's got an arm.
Yeah.
Got an
Oh,
arm.
he's got a
And he's got the
cannon.
legs.
I'm gonna go Ravens. I think their team is just like I said earlier. They're a Super Bowl contender.
They're gonna be. I
I'm
think it's
sorry.
Chiefs Ravens AFC
I'm
Championship.
Sorry. I have to take it back. I was going Kansas City. I don't know why I mixed up the Cardinals and Kansas City. I was going Kansas City for the undefeated season.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I was about to say, man, you were
That's
making
I
who-
was.
that
That's what I
bet
was
is
like.
null
What I
and
meant.
void, everyone. That bet is null and void, but, unless you still think Arizona can win 12 games every.
No,
or
because I was
so-
looking at it and I was like, I swear I looked at this earlier before the season started, and I was like, they got an amazing chance to not lose a game.
The Chiefs definitely
But-
could.
And then I looked at it there and I was like, that's not who I was seeing, like who they had to play.
They scored like 40
All right.
points on the
All right.
Texans.
I'll accept your rebuttal there. I'll take it back. That's
But
fine.
it was the Chiefs. I'm sorry,
All right. Speaking of Chiefs, we got Chiefs Chargers. I'm gonna say Chiefs.
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 Patriots Seahawks.
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 You already know.
He's going Patriots. All right. Russell Wilson might win MVP. I'm gonna be honest.
Bro, he played lights out.
Mm-hmm.
DK Metcalf,
Mm-hmm.
that guy's going to have a monster year. Get ready for it.
And the last game is the New Orleans Saints and the Las Vegas Raiders.
Saints.
Sawyer?
I
Saints.
want to pick the Buccaneers, but I'm
What?
going with the Saints.
What are you,
You mean
talking
the
about?
Raiders?
I mean the Raiders. What did I
They
say?
played the Bucks
You
last
said the
season.
Buccaneers.
I want to go for the Raiders, but I'm going for the Saints.
I'm going Saints. I love Drew Brees, and I got Alvin Kamara on fantasy, so
I do too.
he better
I
score
do
some
too.
points. That's
He
where
scored
I'm
2
going.
touchdowns last week.
All right, that's all the games. Those are some good
Are there
predictions.
any major college games coming out this week?
That's what I was just looking at to see. I don't
I don't
think
know.
so. Got App State and Marshall. We are Marshall.
App State.
We are.
I'm picking App.
There's a Miami Louisville game. That's the closest one that I see right now.
Syracuse, Pitt.
What? There's not many games going on right now. Or am I
I
just
mean-
looking at I'm looking at top 25. Sorry.
Well, I mean, it's understandable. Understandable why, but
Notre Dame's ranked 7th.
What?
What?
That's what I'm saying.
Are the rankings jacked because people have because Big Ten was postponed? Like, is there any Big Tens before Notre Dame?
That's what I was saying before.
I don't know.
Look up the AP top 25 college rankings or BCS.
There's not one this year.
They haven't done one.
You just have the top 25.
It's just by conferences and the top 25.
You don't have an AP poll this year.
So what is the top 25 they put out? Or whoever put out. Who put it out?
The NCAA.
Whatever that is. Who are they?
All right, I got them. So
FBS.
after
mainly, is there any Big Tens before Notre Dame?
After week 1, no, there isn't. So we got Clemson number 1, Bama number 2, even though they haven't played a game. Oklahoma, Georgia, Florida, LSU, Notre Dame, Auburn, Texas A&M, Oklahoma State, UNC, no way, Cincinnati, no way, UCF, Tennessee, Memphis, no way, Miami, Louisville, Louisiana. The Raging Cajuns, y'all. I had to make sure I was all it says is Louisiana.
I don't know.
Okay. Virginia Tech, BYU, Army.
Hell yeah, go Army strong, baby.
App State is in the top 25. Kentucky and Pitt.
Look, I love
Those
App
State.
I love that
23.
App State got in the top 25 last year. They got 25, but they got up there for a week.
I mean, they surprised me year in and year out, honestly.
Well,
let's close out.
We're out of time.
Yeah, let's close out this episode.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to our talks today. Like I mentioned, I'm Emerson. This is Sawyer. That's Austin.
Wait, I thought you were Sawyer.
And I thought I was Austin.
And I'm Emerson.
And we're the 3 Unwise guys.
By the way, T-shirt, shout out.